So we talked about the ready position, the approach, and the delivery. Just to quickly review, the key with the ready position is consistency, okay? Find your spot on the floor, okay? Get your shoulders nice and parallel to that foul line. You want a firm wrist, knees bent a little bit, ready to go, okay? Once you're feeling ready, you can make a 4 or 5-step approach. Okay, the standard is a 4-step, but some of you I saw using a 5-step. It's really an issue of comfort. But your first step, if we follow the steps of the poem there, that's an easy way to remember. Your first step, you push the ball out. Second step, you're letting it drop. Third step, you're bringing it back. Fourth step, you're letting it roll, okay? Each step has a corresponding arm motion, and I'm going to give you a sheet of paper that'll help you visualize that a little bit better today. And you're more than welcome to use that, okay? Today we're talking about aiming, and if you've noticed, a lot of you have probably noticed there's a bunch of dots on the floor. There's dots at the foul line, there's dots in the lane, and then there are arrows. We can really use those to enhance the accuracy of our shot. Unfortunately, there's no textbook suggestion on where to aim necessarily. It's really an individual judgment that we have to make as bowlers ourselves. If you have a pretty straight ball, it's going to be pretty straightforward. You want to aim for probably the 3rd arrow in, okay? If your ball tends to curve to the left or curve to the right, we make adjustments based on that, okay? So I guess there is a standard spot to aim, and that's the 2nd arrow in. Okay, so if we look down here at the lane, the 2nd arrow in from the gutter is kind of where we want to have our ball roll over. Okay, and so before we can get to that point, we need to get ourselves in the ready position and standing in the appropriate spot. Okay, so if we want the ball to roll over the 2nd arrow, okay, our hand's over here. That leaves our foot probably on the center dot. It leaves our foot on the center dot. So I'm thinking when I begin my approach, when I get into the ready stance, I'm probably going to put my left foot on that center dot. That's a great place to start. Okay? So I'm getting in my ready position. I'm making my 4-step approach. And I'm letting the ball go. When you get to the foul line, or when you get close to the foul line and make your release, look down and see where your foot is. If your foot's not over the center arrow, it means you're walking crooked. Right? Think to yourself, make your adjustment, and proceed to the next shot. Okay? So really today, you're going to use the dots to kind of assess your approach and your delivery. Are you making a straight line approach? Okay? I wish I could give you a textbook cookie cutter thing to tell you exactly where to stand and exactly where to do, but because everybody has their own tendencies, you really have to be aware of your skill. And unfortunately, when we start thinking too much, the result might drop a little bit lower, which is normal. So don't get bent out of shape if you're not as successful. What we need you to figure out is where to stand for your ball path, and then we can proceed from there. Okay? It takes time, but be aware of the dots, be aware of the arrows, watch your ball path, and adjust your body accordingly, okay? That's today's goal. One thing you can do to help yourself is watch others, okay? Another thing you can do is verbalize, help others determine whether they're making a good approach. Say, hey, I see that you're kind of veering off to the left as you approach. Kind of be more aware of that, okay? Take your time, think through the process, be aware of where your ball is going, where you're lining up, how your approach is affecting your shot. And pretty soon, the more we do this, the more we'll progress and the better we'll be, okay?